All right, welcome to week 2. This video will recap all of the ELA lesson number 2, and I hope you enjoy. All right, you see in the warm-up that we begin the same way that we began week 1. And this is really metaphoric for you to see that so much of SAT prep is about repetition. It's about coming back to the same thing you did before, using the strategy that you might have learned that last time, and applying it so that you can do it with an instinctual kind of knowledge that isn't just about, okay, I know how to do it, but I can put this into play in a game-like situation, okay? So pause the video, try this right now. How did you do? Did you remember that in order to do this, you need to come through, up, and over? That at some point in this puzzle, you need to connect only 2 dots, not 3, right? So that's the strategy. Now, can you do it faster? Try again. Can you do this puzzle, missed that one there, such that it is quick? There's no real thinking that has to happen. It's that instinct that's taking over. That is the goal of our preparation. So the first part of the classwork then asks you to go back to things we learned last time and write down what you remember about the structure of section 1. Remember, understanding what's coming at you is a key to performing well. So what's going to be coming at you in section 1? See if you can fill it in. Pause the video and do so now. Here are your answers. We know there will be 5 passages. 1 will be paired. Typically, that's the 4th one. 1 will be from ELA. Typically, that's the 1st passage. Then will come 2 science and 2 social studies. We don't know what order that will happen in, right? But heavily nonfiction, okay, on the SAT section 1. We take our 65 minutes and our 5 passages, and we then divide to get 13 minutes per passage with for anyone who does not have extended time. All right, now last time we didn't get to do this. And this is a really important part of preparing yourself to tackle section 1. You need a kind of pre-passage routine, all right? You want to come in feeling like you know exactly where you're gonna start, how you're gonna succeed. And here's my recommendation on how to do that. 3 steps. First, you read the blurb that begins the passage. Okay, so here I am in practice test 8. Okay, and let's make this a little bit bigger for you. We see here right below this bold writing, right, a small blurb about what this passage is going to be about. Okay, right there. Now, I don't love that the bolds, right here in the questions 1 through 10 are based on the following. I don't love that that's big, right? It's very prominent font. And then underneath it's a tiny font that almost hides itself, right? These directions up here, we do not read. We do not read. And then this, we 100% read. In fact, you might want to read it a couple times. Why? This part is going to outline for you what's coming, okay? Here we learn that the narrator of this fictional passage is a writer. He's going to recall his childhood in early 20th century Barcelona. I might want to process. I always have to do that every time. 20th century, okay, that means 1900s, right? So this is a long time ago that this story is going to take place. You have to read that blurb. If you need to read it twice, 3 times, read it twice or 3 times. In the science section, in the social studies section, in the English, it is invaluable. It is so helpful. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, you are going to go straight to the questions. Do not do them. You are not even reading them. In fact, you are just skimming for one type of question, and that is the evidence questions. It looks like number 4, and it looks like number 6. Let me zoom out for just a second so you can see what you will be doing in your test booklet, okay? You will make a mark that this question connects to this question, and this question connects to this question, okay? I don't care how you do that. You can link them up like this, right? You can just draw an arrow, whatever. The point is that you need to make a note to your future self, right? To the person who's now read the passage or skimmed it and is now in the questions. Do not do number 3 without looking at number 4. These are interconnected. There's a question and here's the evidence to answer it. Well, typically the question won't have a line number. Of course you want to use these line numbers to do it. You're alerting your future self to that, right? You don't want to get to number 3 and to do it and then to see number 4. Oh, I should have looked at those lines, right? So you're just going to make that notation in your book. Boom. Okay, that's step 2. 5 seconds most. You then, for step 3, is you look for the vocab in context questions and you circle the word. So we come down here and we say, okay, I'm just skimming. These questions are all going to look the same, right? And I note that right here in number 8, there's typically 2 of them, right? I think this one actually, does this have 2 or only 1? It only has 1 actually, I think. You're going to circle the word wait in line 44. So I scroll up and I come to line 44 and I circle the word wait in my test booklet, okay? That means that when I'm coming through the passage skimming or close reading, probably even on the skim, I'm going to pay close attention to what that word means in context because I know the question's coming, okay? So I have now prepped myself for really 5 questions, right? Because I've done the 2 evidence and I've done the vocab and context. Usually, again, there's 2 of those, so that actually might be 6. And I haven't even started reading it, okay? It's a really helpful routine. I highly recommend blurb, evidence, vocab, right? Bev, if you're one of those mnemonic people, and off we go, okay? So that's the first part of week 2. We're going to go to the next video for the second part of week 2, and that is going to provide a review of the 8 types of questions that show up in section 1 and what to do for each of those types of questions if you're really trying to use some smart strategy. All right, see you in the next video.